God, I look rough, don't I? Good morning, folks. Welcome back to day 2 of the Welsh Open Pairs Festival. It's a cracking morning. There is not a breath of wind. It's not quite clear skies, but it's a lovely morning. Like I say, hopefully a completely different day today to day 1. Already much more chilled out. I've got the waterproofs out drying. I'm going to go through the tackle box in a minute. We've got some coffee percolating. We've got sausages on the go already. So yeah, a lot more chilled out. Like I say, I want to try and pack the van down a little bit because I hate having a messy van. So I'm going to try and pack things away a little bit, pack the bedding down, get all my wet clothes from yesterday into a bag, packed away, and then yeah, we're going to start going through the gear. I want to tie some more rigs up today. Zone D from the results, which is where we're fishing today, produced higher numbers of fish. So if we look at the top 5 pegs from yesterday, 46 fish, 23 fish, 10 fish, 21 fish, 21 fish, 16, 12, 13 fish. So so there are fish out there to be had. Looking at the numbers, D4 Shane Russell and Ben Price, so those guys know what they're doing. Obviously Ben's the organizer of the competition as well, so they managed to find 21 fish. So it's not easy when anglers like that can find 21 fish on a mark for just under 3.5 meters. You know you're gonna have your work cut out. So yeah, I want to make some more rigs up. I've got a lot of smaller hooks and stuff like that. I'll turn my sausages. I've got smaller hooks. I want to make some small 3-hook flappers. I'm maybe going to bastardize some Hawkeyes that I've brought, just so I've got something with a little bit of tinsel, just in case we can find some bream, stuff like that. And yeah, that's it really. So yeah, I'm going to get this coffee sorted, get some sausages down me. We're going to pack the van down, make some rigs. So I'll show you some rigs in a minute. Right, breakfast polished off, the coffee's going down nicely, so let's get into some rig making. Well, before we get into some rig making, just want to say a massive shout out to Dave at Loomy Leads. Restocked me while I'm down here. That's a lead that I found on the beach, so I just chucked in the back of the van. But yeah, load of SKMs ready for winter cod fishing. We've got 7s, we've got 6s, we've got some 8s in here somewhere as well. 8-ounce SKMs with some big heavy gauge wires. So yeah, massive thanks to Dave at Loomy Leads. You can check them out on Facebook. But yeah, we're going to get into some rig making. So like I say, I think I'm going to bastardise a set of sabikis, and then we can use some baited feathers for some possibility of some bream. I want to make up some little, some light pulley pennels, some very short pulley pennels, just because they're easier than single clip downs to make on the go. I'm going to make a couple of them so that we can cast small worm baits at distance and get them sent. And then I've got a range of the in-zone stuff from Innova. So I've got some tiny little match crimps, and we're going to make some really small light 3-hook flappers. So I mean, look at the size of them swivels. I'm not even sure I'll be able to tie them, but they are size 12s. You can see them. I mean, I've got reasonable sized thumbs, but you can see the size of those against my thumb. Size 12s, £53 breaking strain. Size 14 swivels, there you go, £33. Those are even smaller, and I'm sure I've got some small. I'm sure some smaller ones in here somewhere. Size 4s, almost £200 breaking strain. Anyway, that's enough of that. And then somewhere on my person I've got some size 14 hooks as well, so we're going to chuck some of them on. Oh, and the other thing I've invested in, some rig winders. I've had these in the garage. Akios Innova sent me these out ages ago, and I've never understood using rig winders until I've watched the guys on the competition scene. And yeah, I mean, these are shop bought. I'm not gonna lie, these are shop bought rigs. I got them out of the bags yesterday to put on these spools, and it took me a good 15 minutes to unravel them. Now in a match, that's 15 minutes you've lost. I can't say I'm going to use them day to day, because that box takes up a lot more room for what we've got in here. Sort of 2, 4, 6, 8, So 24 rigs, that takes up a lot more room for 24 rigs than my rig wallet. I think I understand now why people use them. So we're going to get them rigs on there, and then that should be it really. I think we'll be good to go. Right, hold on a minute, because I know I'm going to get some heat in the comments. I think you'll have already seen my AeroPress with filtered coffee. I do like a coffee, but look at how smug he is, look at this.
Velvetizer.
I mean, it's stopped whisking now, but it was whisking that a minute ago.
Yeah, proper.
So don't judge me. Wow.
If you can have a coffee, might as well have a good one.
Is that... It's even a branded bloody...
Yeah.
I tell you.
Listen, just because you're building it, that'd be a farce.
Can't you get like a little snowflake at the top of it, or...?
We used to have sprinkles for the top.
Oh, give over. Right there is our long distance pulley panel. Nice and short. You can see that I've just got the right amount of extra line on there. Nice, neat, short, tidy. Should be clipped down. Worm baits, small mackerel baits, squid baits, that will go for distance. So I'm going to knock a couple of them up. And now I'm just going to quickly knock up 3-hook flapper. So I'm going Thermalink just because I haven't got any of the little quick release. Not quick release, but you know, the weight links anyway. And then I'm probably going to want these about 5 foot, something like that. Snip that, give it a bit more. Snip that somewhere around there. Crimp, bead, swivel, bead, crimp. I'm going to repeat that 3 times. Finish that off with another swivel at the top. And then what I'm going to do is just get a crimping tool out, grab this £10 line, just make some very quick hook lengths up. Oh folks, that wind is picking up now. It's just dropped chilly as well, so I think we can store for some rain.
Are you making rigs, Alex?
Yes, mate.
I'm going to ask you, you don't mind? You obviously,
Yeah.
you just ring them up?
Mental health charity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to ring them up.
Hi, what's up, you're struggling? Oh yeah. Now obviously I'm not going to keep the rest of that conversation in, and I've got Mel's permission to keep that little clip in. He's quite happy for me to share the whole conversation, but it's not necessarily. The only reason I want to keep that clip in is just to prove how easy it is just to say to somebody, I'm struggling, and have that chat, start that conversation. Like I say, me and Mel had a really good chat while I was making the rest of those rigs. Now, I'm not professionally trained in any way. I'm not a counsellor or any of that sort of stuff. Hopefully, just having the chat, hopefully that helped. But I also passed on the number to Tough Enough to Care. I'll link down here, who are hopefully going to get him in touch with the right people to offer him the right support that he needs. That number's there for anybody to use anywhere in the UK. So, like I say, all the time, please, if you're struggling, just open up, talk to somebody, grab a mate, grab a stranger, text Tough Enough to Care, but please don't suffer in silence. That's the worst thing you can do. Anyway, let's get back to the video. So that is the finished rig. 3 hook. I've just got these little standoff things to try and stop them tangling a little bit. Hopefully it'll do the job.
That's the only thing how we find stuff. It wants to wrap up more.
Yeah.
So you've got that kink in there. It's going to want to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that if you rub
at the same time, if you just pull it, I'm not going to pull it too tight because it's only £10. Rub it over there under a bit of tension just to put some heat in it. It should straighten out a little bit. There you go, just done a little bit. Nice. But if we are struggling, we can shorten them up later on as well and make them really short. So that is a 3-hook flapper, and I think I'm going to knock a couple more of them up, and then it'll be time to hit the road and go and get set up. Important things first. Don't worry, I got some food as well. Right then, I parked up. We might be cutting it a little bit fine, but we have only got to walk straight through there, down, and we're onto his peg. So I'm going to get the rods out, get the box out, go and get a rod set up, and then we'll get the bivvy out and other bits and pieces, and that'll be it. We'll be fishing. And there you go. Look, everybody else is down here, nice and organised, but we are set up. Plenty of anglers. So peg D6 is us today. I've got the endurance set up. Sea's looking nice. Well, it's certainly a lot calmer than it was yesterday. And let me turn this way so the sun's not glaring in your face. And look at that for timing, I think we're about bang on. There we go. Let's go and get a bait in the water. Much deeper venue, so you don't have to go quite as far. That's in some decent water, and that is us set up in the water and fishing. Right then, right quick, that is a second rig set up, so that standoff, you can see the wind's keeping it off lovely, hopefully the tide will do the same. And then we've got some nice little maddies, like I say, from Carnarvon Angling, with them little size 14 hooks in. If I can get some light on them, you should be able to see them. Just bundled up, got 3 of them, lovely job. 5-ounce lead on that, nice and light. Hopefully find some bream, some little bass, wrasse, get it out there. The lads next to us, I haven't seen them have anything. The lads on the peg the other side have already had the first fish, so let's get this, let's get my first cast brought in. There's a little bit of weed on the line, but nothing like yesterday. So let's get that in, have a look, see what it looks like, get it swapped out, get another one out there. Leader not snared up, but that's manageable. I can cope with that. That's not too bad at all. Look at that. That's it, gone, done. Right then, turn you around. Oh God, I look like a right tit, don't I? Sunglasses and a bloody beanie, but needs must. The sun's bright, the wind's cold. Little squid baits. So that's just what, an inch section of tube, squid tube, and then I've sliced that into 3 pieces on the baiting needle, just to make nice little sausages. Bit of a base elastic, and all I'll do is thread that straight onto them hooks on that 2-hook clip down, and that'll be another one ready to go out. Right, so on the out there at the minute we've got that 2-hook clip down with them small squid baits I showed you, and then on the little scratching rig, a 3-hook rig, try and get the camera somewhere where you can see it, but I've just put tiny little, like thumbnail size bits of squid on those hooks. The 2-hook clip down I put out a distance. That one I'm going to bring in close, because like I say, we are fishing into decent water, and the only people I've seen bring anything in are the guys the other side of the next peg to us, so next but one. They've just brought in a couple more fish, so I'm going to watch where they're casting to, because like I say, I mean, I think on that last retrieve I struck into a bit of a reef or a bit of a ledge. There was definitely some added resistance there, and yeah, that could be where we need to be, so I'm going to chuck a little bit shorter on the next one with them tiny little bits, see if we can find some bream, some wrasse. Right then folks, that's them little squid baits that I sent out on that 2-hook clip down, pretty much untouched on both hooks. Well, that one's had a bit of crab activity on the bottom one, but I think I did feel on the way in, definitely snagged into something at a bit of range, so we'll try and find that on the next cast. I've put them tiny little squid squares or strips or whatever you want to call them, I've put them out. They are literally sort of 20 yards off the edge, and the line's straight down, so we're definitely onto a bit of a bank, so hopefully I'm at the bottom of that. Like I say, in close. Let's see what that brings. Next one out on this, probably just going to go back to ragworm again. We've got some sand eel, we've got some mackerel, but we've got plenty of worm baits. I think we picked up 3 packs of ragworm last night, them little maddies. We've got probably over £1/4 pound left over from yesterday's ragworm, the big ragworm. I've got 2 wraps of blacks. You say you've got a couple of wraps of blacks as well, Mel? So we've got 4 wraps of blacks to go through. Mackerel, picked up some spider peelers as well from Carnarvon last night. So we've got some crab bait to go at. And yeah, we are probably half an hour in. Time is it, Mel? Time check, please.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, so an hour in. An hour in, yeah, 11:02. An hour in, like I say, The lads next to us I've not seen with anything. The peg next to them, I think they've just brought another couple of fish back. So I am going to try and keep an eye out for where they're casting to. Look at them.
They're on a metre and a half, the size of it, they've got 2 eels.
Are they?
Yeah. What bream of them?
Did he then, mate? Bass.
Bass.
They bass?
Yeah.
Oh, they're tiny bass.
Well done, mate. Look. Yeah, I'll sling them back for you, mate. Tiny, tiny, tiny. It's going back, look. Yeah, tiny fish then. That's what we need to be after. What we're going to do, we're going to go even smaller after seeing them bass. 7 and 9 centimetres they went. Nah. Hey, where are you going? Stay there. Come and lean on me. Lean on me. So what we're going to do is, I've obviously got quite sizable fingers, but these little hooks, I'm just going to go even smaller baits. So take that. I'm just going to hook him on, snip him. And out of one ragworm, you're probably going to get one tiny little ragworm. Probably going to get 7 or 8 baits. It is.
Catching these little
What, you got more micro stuff?
species again.
What you got?
A bass.
A bass. Oh, let's have a
Well,
look
if you
at
can call it that. They all count as a thing, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. That's what we got.
10.
Yeah, I'll give you 10 for that. I think 10, so 26. Alright, boss. So there you go, another one. 10 centimetres, that one. It was a monster, Mel. Monster. That's what we need to be going after. So, like I say, I've just put, well, as you've just seen, tiny, tiny little baits. And they are chucking close, eh?
But tiny oaks.
I don't know what size, you'd assume so, wouldn't you, with fish like that? But that's what you got to do. So they're on 26, which is already more than we caught yesterday. 3 fish as well, and they are all bass on their score sheet. And they did say that the lads the other side of them are up to 1.5 meters because they've had 2 eels. Eels, silver eels, literally count. You don't have to measure them. 30 centimeters straight off the bat. So yeah, just keep them coming. Right, folks. We are, what are we, 2 hours in now, it's just gone 12 o'clock. And the lads next to us are fetching in, well, the lads next to us are fetching a steady, I think they're up to 4 fish now. The lads the other side of them are fetching a nice steady haul of fishing. So Mel is on the tiny gear again, and they are literally chucking it like you could throw your lead with your hand into, it's probably 6 or 8 feet off the edge of the water. I've got mine in there. I've tried little mackerel squares. I've got some squid tentacles on at the minute. Tried ragworm, tiny little bits of blacks. So what I'm going to do is Mel's just swapping rigs now. He's putting another rig out. He's going in close. I'm just going to make up some little squid and mackerel baits, sort of yay big. I'm going to put them on them 2 hook clip down, and I'm going to send it, and I'm going to see if we can find some doggies. So doggies 50 centimetres. If you can get a twin double shot of doggies, you're well up. You soon catch up. So that's the point we're at the minute. I'm going to try that for the next half hour or so. Because at the minute I'm just rebaiting them little 3 hook flappers that we made earlier on. So I'm probably just going to rotate that, if I'm honest. 2 hook clip down at distance, trying for the doggies with the smelly stuff, and then short for the little micro species. Try and get some bass, some bream, some wrasse. And he's just cast out. And again, he's literally cast it at 45 degrees, almost to the next peg, probably 8 feet out. And it looks like, from what we're seeing and what they're telling us, it looks like we're using some very similar tactics. So, oh, he's got a flounder now as well. There we go. So, yeah, let's crack on with these baits, see if we can find some doggies. I think Mel's going to stay in close, I'm going to rotate in close and shoot in as far as I can, see if we can find some bigger stuff. Right then, we are about halfway now. So tide is on the turn. You can see, well, it's turned. You can see it's already starting to move out. Still no fish to report. I've had a bit of a chat. The Akios lads have walked past and basically reported that lad up there is literally just dragging his rod and reel up the beach in the sand. He doesn't look very happy at all. Yeah, the Akios lads have had a walk past and basically said it's very patchy. The lads next to us have had that flounder. They haven't brought anything else to us to measure. I think that puts them on 6 fish. Next up, yeah, again, we'll get that small scratching rig out. We'll put it maybe a little bit further. I've noticed the guys further down the beach are casting a little bit further out now that the tide's turned. Whether they're finding that the fish are starting to move back out with the tide, not pushing up into the shallows as much. But yeah, it's still plenty of time. Like I say, we're halfway point, so we've got about 2.5 hours left, and we'll continue to give it us all. Won't we, Mel?
So,
give it us all.
we are fishing hard.
Yeah, fishing hard.
3 minutes.
Fishing hard. Look,
No,
fishing hard.
Hard. Well hard.
Oh, everyone's heard of desperate times, desperate measures, haven't they? But just take a leg at this, right? Mel's got a 1 up, 1 down on. Hermit crab on the top hook. Perfectly fine. I'm happy with that. That's legit. What's on the menu on this one? I can see ragworm, squid, mackerel, blacks.
Mackerel.
The lot. On a single, it's like a 2-0, something like that.
Yeah.
There's chucking the kitchen sink at it, and then there's Mel's baits.
Gotta be done.
But yeah, there's not much we haven't tried. Well, apart from that, we haven't tried that yet. I think at this point we've probably got 2 hours left. Camera stand's gone over again. This wind's definitely picking up. We're gonna have to start putting stuff in the shelter, I think, before it all starts blowing away. Yeah, we've got just under 2 hours left. So a couple of doggies will definitely save face. But I think catching any of the lads up that have been had a steady stream of small fish is highly unlikely at this point. Welcome back, folks. Oh, look at that, right on cue. Little rat bag. Welcome back. Welcome to Mustin. A night session on Mustin. As if I hadn't had my arse handed to me enough fishing 2 days at the Welsh Open Pairs Festival, where I completely blanked in tough conditions. I thought, on my way home, why not call it Mostyn? I must be mad. But I've got loads of bait left over. Sarah will already be in bed, so she won't, well, she probably will know what time, because she'll be feeding the baby. She'll be up feeding the baby every couple of hours, so she will know what time I rock up, but I don't think she'll be overly bothered. 4 wraps of ragworm to get through, but that is what I've just put out on that rod right there, and that, hopefully, is a nice place, right on cue. So on this rod, I've got a 2-hook clip down rig, the one that we were using fishing earlier actually. And like I say, I've just got blacks and ragworm on it. And let's see if we've got a first cast fish. Well, folks, I'm glad I got those bites on camera, because I completely stuffed them up and missed them. But hopefully that means that we're in for a good session and I'm not just going to get plagued. And it looks like it's actually the ragworm that's been chewed on, which is good news, because like I say, we've got an absolute stack load of it. Oh, so yeah, you'll oh, that's another inquiry on that ragworm straight away. So yeah, if you've watched the channel for a while, you'll know that Mostyn is a mark that's never really been kind to me. It's a mark that I generally feel should produce really good fish, and I know some people swear by it. It's just never really been that kind to me. But it breaks the drive up home. It's taken an hour and a half to get up here from Pwllheli. and then I've got probably an hour and 3/4 from here back home. They are massive tides. We've got about an hour, maybe an hour and 20 till low water. It's not flowing quite as I'd expect it to. We've had quite a bit of rain this last day or two, which I would have thought would have put a bit of flow in the river coming out, even at low water. And they are massive tides, but it's I mean, I've got 5 ounces on and it's staying perfectly still. Like I say, if we only get an hour and a half on here, we're wrapped up and in the van by 11, I'd be quite happy with that. Yeah, I've missed it. Oh, you shocker. Let's put that down, because this is something that you need to see, and I might have to get some footage on my phone for you. But let me just turn it around there, look. I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up. I should get a couple of pictures on my phone. That water is just mirror flat. Yeah, quite the change of scene from earlier on. I think, where did I leave you last? I think I said we got about 2 hours left of fishing. Mel went off to make a pot noodle, and I was determined not to blank. So I ran 2 rods and was rotating 4 rigs. The weed came on and was an absolute nightmare to deal with. So as you've seen, we were fishing quite close in on the smaller stuff, and we seemed to be the only ones that were absolutely battered by weed. And yeah, if we tried to get in close where the other guys were fishing, we just got absolutely destroyed. And the polar opposite to the rigs out at distance, so the further you went, the quicker they got stripped by crabs. I know a couple of the lads that were fishing to our right, they were pendulum casting, they were trying to put rigs at distance, and they caught, I think, 2 spider crabs. We wrapped up at bang on 3 o'clock, headed back, had a go on a couple of Achios rods. So I tried the Air Power GTR and the Air Sport CBR. And then into the clubhouse for a couple of pints, a bit of food, and just a bit of a social, really. I didn't do any filming. I don't like to film the awards ceremony and stuff like that. I am just waiting for the full results to be posted, and then I can fill you guys in. There we go. Overall results and day 2 zone results. So they are posted. Let's have a gander. So zone A today won, but with 3.5 metres of fish, 23 fish. Zone B, winners 524 centimetres, 40 fish. Zone C, which fished particularly poorly yesterday, 341 centimetres, 20 fish, won that. Winners of Zone D, 622 centimetres, 37 fish. So overall results then, let's have a look at the fish pools. So biggest single fish over the weekend, 100 centimetre bull huss. Biggest bass, 48 centimetres. Biggest flatfish, 34 centimetres. Most species caught, 9 species. That was peg A1 next to us on day 1. Overall results then, so they've scored it on zone points, it looks like. So obviously if you've done better if you've won the zone on your day, both days you score less points, something like that, because length's not factored in. So first position, first place 738 centimetres, zone points 3. Second place 968 centimetres and 4 zone points. Third place 748 centimetres and 5 zone points. Fourth 658 centimetres and 6 zone points. Fifth 319 centimetres and 6 zone points. So yeah, it looks like it's the zone points that have decided the overall results, and then they've used the overall length as a count back, because so 4th and 5th have both tied on zone points, which I suppose is a fair way of doing it when you think about it, because you could be in a zone that fishes particularly poorly but still win it, but then without the zone points, if you went purely on length, if there's one zone that's absolutely smashed it, you instantly stand no chance of winning. I don't quite understand how the scoring works, but I understand the logic behind it. A tough weekend and here we are out on Mostyn for all my sins, because I've just really fancied just rubbing salt in the wounds. All that aside, it has been a cracking weekend. Good to see lots of folk, good bit of banter, good bit of camaraderie, loads of people always willing to help, give tips and advice and stuff like that. And hopefully some of the stuff that I've learnt from this weekend will go on to feed into some of my future fishing and make me a better all-round angler. That's the hope anyway. He says, sitting on Mustin, blanking. I'm going to sit here and enjoy it. It's a lovely evening tonight. And to be honest, I've had 2 days of not catching fish, so what does it matter if I spend a couple more hours out here? I've got loads of bait to use up, so I shall leave you guys to it. I'm going to put the camera down, enjoy some peace and quiet, just unwind, chill out, relax, maybe even fall asleep in my chair. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care and tight lines.